American crows can eat almost anything. What makes their eating habits special is how they get their food. You've almost surely seen crows at the side of the road eating a roadkill. However, they only eat that on rare occasions. In fact, they usually are not scavengers at all. Instead, they actively hunt and forage for a lot of their food. According to the Cornell Lab of Ornithology, crows are known to hunt. They have been observed entering flocks of migrating songbirds and picking off the exhausted ones. These unfortunate tired birds become dinner for the crows. Crows, being smart, also know how to take advantage of other animals' hunting efforts. When they see common mergansers or other ducks herding fish toward the shore, they will sometimes swoop in and steal the fish. They have also stolen fish from river otters and other aquatic animals. American crows are also known to follow other birds to find hidden nests, food cache areas, and other sources of loot. When they find a nest, they may eat the baby birds inside. Eggs are also on the menu. Insects, including crop pests, are other favorite foods of crows. However, the downside is they also eat crops. Corn, wheat, and other grains are especially tasty. This is why there's a stereotype of farmers putting up scarecrows. Apparently, their crop-eating habits outweigh their insect eating. Crows are also sneaky about keeping their own food safe. They will often pretend to cache food in one spot, but actually hide it in a different location. However, other crows are onto this trick, so when they want to steal food from one of their own kind, they'll follow the bird who has the food to try to see where the real hiding place is. Also, if they want to steal from one of their relatives, and they do steal from their relatives, they'll be really quiet and sneaky about it. However, if they want to steal from a non-related bird or other animal, they'll blatantly chase it away with aggressive cawing, mobbing behavior, and other hostile activity. The University of Washington says that this type of behavior adjustment is unique to crows. Of course, crows also have a reputation of being willing to solve some rather intricate puzzles in order to get food. These behaviors are usually observed in some sort of laboratory-type setting. However, even in their everyday lives, they do figure out intelligent ways to get something to eat. While they will accept a free meal of roadkill or other carrion, they certainly don't wait around for it or rely on it. This makes it so the best question isn't what do crows eat, but what they're willing to do to get the food. There are many other facts about crows that are fun and interesting to know. In most climates, American crows hatch one clutch of eggs per year. There are between 3 and 9 eggs per clutch, with 4 to 6 being the most common. In warmer climates, such as Florida, they may have 2 clutches a year. Unlike many bird species, the offspring of American crows may hang around the nest for another year or even longer. Instead of relocating, these older crow offspring will help take care of the newer clutches and raising the newer babies. In the birding world, these are called helpers. Because of this, most crows will be part of an extended family group that stays together. The actual brooding phase lasts for 17 to 19 days, and chicks will fledge after just 4 to 5 weeks. During brooding, the female sits on the eggs, and the male will hunt and bring her food. Once the eggs hatch, both parents and the helpers all pitch in to bring food to the new nestlings. Fact number 3. Where crows sleep. American crows sleep in communal roosts during the summer. These roosts can have anywhere from a couple of hundred to over 1,000,000 birds. I can't imagine trying to sleep with even a few people around, let alone a whole city's worth. Crows, however, seem to have no problem with it. Before we go on, take a look at this American crow mug. To get one for yourself, click the link in the description. Fact number 4. Facial recognition. You've probably heard that crows can recognize faces. What's less well known is that if they like a person, they may bring gifts for that person. If you leave food out for crows, you may find some sort of present left next to the feeding site. Crows don't usually come to bird feeders. However, they enjoy compost piles, garbage bins that leave the food accessible, eating food from dog dishes, and other such sources. They also appreciate bushes that have berries and seeds and nuts. This makes it quite possible to attract crows to your yard and maybe get some sort of little trinket in return. On the other hand, this facial recognition ability makes it possible for them to hold a grudge against you. If you be mean to crows, they might mob you and attack from the air. Be warned that crows teach their offspring who their enemies are. They also teach the rest of their flocks. That means that being mean to one bird may result in several being mean to you. Fact number 5. Crows count out loud. Crows are actually able to count out loud. Researchers have found that crows will give calls according to the number they want to communicate. If they have to count several things, there will be a longer reaction time before they start making sounds. This indicates that they are taking time to count larger numbers of items. What makes this unique is that no other animal species besides crows and humans are known to count in this way. My guess is that further research will someday show that other corvids, such as blue jays, are able to do it too. However, so far it has only been proven in the American crow. Fact number 6. There are other kinds of crows. Crows aren't the same all over. There are several different species of this bird. However, in North America, the American crow is the one you'll usually see in most areas. That said, in the eastern United States, you may also find fish crows. Fish crows look almost the same as standard American crows, but they are a bit sleeker and shinier black. These frequent the entire eastern seaboard as well as the southeast. Despite their name, fish crows will also eat pretty much anything. However, they do have an increased tendency to steal fish from other animals, and they like to hang out near bodies of water. Fact number 7. Crows have funerals. When crows spot a dead member of their species, they'll crowd around the corpse and caw intensely. This part may not be all that surprising. However, if you get too close to one of these gatherings, they may do something that is surprising: attack you. Crows tend to attack humans and animals that get too close to a dead crow that they have gathered around. This can be quite a shock, especially if all you wanted to do was walk past a mob of birds to get to some other location. Fact number 8. Crows' brains are different. The structure of a crow's brain is quite different from that of a human, as well as that of other mammals. Mammalian brains have 6 connected layers in the forebrain. This is thought to be responsible for mammals' intelligence. Crows do not have these layers. Instead, they have connectivity patterns that are similar to this area of a mammalian brain, but not quite the same. Researchers are not sure just how crows' brains produce intelligence. That said, it is clear that crows are smart. In fact, they're one of the smartest bird species around. Fact number 9. The name for a group of crows. Like many species, crows have a special name for a group of them. A group of crows is called a murder. The source of this name is not really known. Some say it's because in medieval times, crows were often seen around corpses of dead human soldiers. Another legend says that people used to believe that crows held tribunals against birds that had done wrong. If the tribunal decided that the defendant was guilty, other crews would swoop in and murder the defendant. However, the most plausible theory is that the naming was simply a sign of the times. In the 15th century, there was a descriptive and poetic tradition of naming groups of animals in imaginative ways. In this same era, terms like a parliament of owls and a deceit of lapwings were made popular. These terms have simply stuck through the centuries, and some still use them today. And that's it. 9 interesting facts about crows. Thanks for watching and subscribe to see more. Click the link in the description to get your American Crow mug.